Part two. Okay, obviously let me have manners first and say good morning, good afternoon and good evening to anybody that is watching. Hopefully you're still watching for the last time. We're here to talk about Michael Jackson again. I watched the documentary, whatever they're calling it. That was on Channel 4, I believe. And I'm still saying for now, leave Michael Jackson alone, because there's no evidence to say that he did these things. It's just word of mouth. And still can't remember what I was going to say. Do you know what? When I was watching it, yeah, some of it was like, what? Some of it was like really? Okay, so I'm going to talk about some of the parts that I thought were like, oh God. The top one, when he said Michael Jackson asked me to open my bum, I was like, oh my God, Jesus. We're just going to call it OBM. We're just going to call it OBM right now. Yeah, just making sure. Apparently Michael Jackson asked this little boy to no, that doesn't make sense. I'm just gonna say it. To open his bum. Okay, whoa. Whoa. I don't know how old he was when he said, I can't remember how old he said he was when Michael Jackson asked him for this. I was a little bit mashed up. Open my bum. That's a lot. Like, that's a lot. But then, when he said it, I was thinking, do you have to be so descriptive? Yes, you're accusing him of being a paedophile. We're not going to assume that he offered you Skittles and now we're calling him a paedophile. We know what a paedophile is. So you don't need to then go into big description as to he opened my bum. Like, he asked me to open my bum. Like, what? No. You don't need to say all of that. Like, we know what a paedophile is. We're not stupid. And then the thing where he said, he taught me to masturbate, and I did it so many times, I had to put my penis in a cup. It's like, what in Jesus' name? Like, what are these people saying on camera? This is just, like, we understand that it just wasn't needed, to be honest. I just don't feel like it was actually needed. Like, we know what a paedophile is. You don't need to go into big description as to what he allegedly did, because we're saying allegedly because we still don't know the truth. I see people going off on social media. He definitely did it. Sorry, were you there? Okay, well, shut up. Thank you. Nobody knows if he did it or not. And at this point, one of my other questions was like, why wait 10 years? Like, and also, why wait for him? Same person that distracted me last time. Why wait 10 years? Why wait for him to be dead? And why now? Michael Jackson, as I said in my last video, has been dead for 10 years. Why didn't you, if this was so, like, I don't know. I don't want to say anything that seems as if I'm being non-affectionate to their feelings, because it's like, if this did happen, like, flipping hell, this is a lot. But why wait 10 years? Why didn't you say something when he died? 1 year after he died, 2 years after he died, 3 years after he died. You waited 10 years. And this year would have been his 10th anniversary of him passing. Like, it just seems very But then when again, like, when you think about it, when is the right time to say something? It's a difficult situation. The mum, okay, so one of the mums, I think the mum with the red hair, she said some nice things about Michael, and then she said that she was suspicious. Okay, so you were suspicious, but then you still allowed your child to sleep in the bed with Michael Jackson. Scam! So, as I said again in my last video, your job as a parent is to protect your child, no matter who it is, and what the situation is. They were acting like they knew Michael Jackson. You didn't know Michael Jackson. All you knew was that he was Michael Jackson. So don't then be like, oh well, he kind of like, what did she say? She said something along the lines of like, he talked me into it. But you were suspicious, so why are you now okay after he apparently talked you into it for your child to sleep in the bed with a grown man? Scam! You're suspicious, but then you still allowed it anyway. You allowed your child to go on tour with Michael Jackson. I cannot remember if she said that she was there, so I feel like she wasn't there. If she was there, then apologies, I got it wrong. But I feel like she wasn't there. So you were suspicious, but then you still allowed your child to go on tour with a stranger. I don't know if I was that mashed up to not remember this, or remember this correctly, but there was a point where one of the boys was saying how he was 7 and Michael asked him to do something and something and another, and 2 years, he said something along the lines of, oh, I was 7, then blah blah blah, this, that and other, and then 2 years later when I came back to him, I was 7. So how were you 7 and then 2 years have passed and then you're still 7? That doesn't make no sense to me, I'm sorry. If he knows how to skip time, let me know, because it would be great to skip 2 years without aging. That stuff didn't make sense to me. And then there was another point where I just feel like the words that they were using were so, like, descriptive. Like, some of the words they were using, I was like, oh, it was like getting punched in the shoulders. Boof. It's like, it was, the words were just heavy words. It's like, you didn't have to use that word. That's very strong words. And then there was a point where it was not the guy with the dark brown hair, the other guy. He was explaining something, and then it was something that was sad, and he went at the end. But it's like, okay, you're not crying, you haven't been crying the whole time, and now there's a random sniffle that has been the volume has just been amplified on this sniffle, and you're sniffling the sniffle was just so loud. It was like he was in the room with me sniffling. That's how loud it was echoing around the room. It was like, just thought, why did they feel the need that they had to turn up the sniffle to make us really, to get the audience really like, oh my gosh, poor guy. There was just little things within the documentary that they were doing to make us feel like, it is definitely true. But still, nobody knows if it's true, but everybody's jumping on the bandwagon to say it is true. I'm not saying it isn't true, but I'm just in the middle here, because imagine all these people that are riding for Michael Jackson. He never did it, that's definitely not him, and then we find out that it is true. Imagine all those people that say he definitely did it, and you find out that it's not true. That's why I feel like at this point people need to just shush. People are taking his music off radio stations, all of that. You're doing all of that, but you don't know if it's true. As I said also in my other video, yes, it looks very suspicious that he's sleeping with little kids in his room. But then we don't know if he did anything. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's right for a grown man to be sleeping with little children in his room, in his bed, wherever. But we don't know if he actually did something. Like, nobody knows what was actually done. So it's just like, I don't know. This is a very tricky. It's a tricky situation because he's not here to defend himself. And then you got long lip Latoya with her Dracula looking face. You see Latoya, yeah? Latoya needs to just keep quiet. She had what? One single, don't even know what the single's called. Nobody, she's not the most, she's trying to be the most popular Jackson. She looks like Casper. Like, go and sit down. Nobody's studying you. Nobody's looking at you. Like, you just wanna, Latoya's here, it's like, oh, he's definitely a paedophile. Okay, well, if he was definitely a paedophile, why didn't you say something years ago when all of this stuff was happening? No, now Latoya, you want to come with your pale skin and your nose looking like Nintendo Wii triangle nose, coming to talk rubbish about how he's definitely a paedophile. You weren't there either, Latoya. Like, you're trying to get money. You're broke too. You weren't talented. You couldn't sing. Never saw you dance. Like, go and sit down. Oh my gosh. Also, what's that? My auntie told me there's another Jackson called Rebby. Who the hell is Rebby Jackson? Auntie Rebby, where have you been all my life? Where have you been all my life? Where have you been all my life? She was like, yeah, that's the one that they said is Janet's daughter. I googled Rebby Jackson. Rebby Jackson's like 68. How can Rebby Jackson at 68 be Janet Jackson's daughter? And then she was like, no, it's the other way around. Apparently, Rebby Jackson is the mother of Janet Jackson. All these conspiracies, all these lies, we don't know. Like, if you don't know, just shut up. If you don't know, you gotta go. Yeah, anyway, enough about Rebby, the one that nobody knew about. Well, I didn't know about. There's like all these Jacksons that nobody knows about. Like, who else? Please, guys, in the comments, if there's any other Jacksons that I probably don't know about, please leave a comment below. Because Rebby Jackson, at 27 years old, I'm discovering Rebby Jackson. Where's she been? Look. And what does Rebby think of all of this? Let's get Rebby! Get cool, Rebby! I want to know what Rebby Jackson thinks about all of this. Ooh, but it's not there. I didn't think these little boys were going to be as good as they were at dancing. And when I saw them dancing, I was like, wow, they could dance. Like, they were the shoulder, it was. I don't know what I'm doing, but that's what they could dance. I was like, whoa, okay. Wasn't expecting that, but okay. Michael Jackson was literally putting these kids on. Like, these children didn't have a platform until they met Michael Jackson. If they are telling lies, this is it's a big lie to tell on somebody, and you've received handouts to keep you, like, I don't know, like, when they were showing the pictures of Michael Jackson and the little boys together, why were they looking, it's like they were looking for the creepiest looking pictures where he's just behind. Now, why did they have to choose the creepiest looking pictures here where he's just in the back looking like Latoya? These people are smart, you know, they know what they're doing to get you to think that, oh my gosh, whoa, look at him, whoa, out here looking like Latoya. You didn't have to use that picture to show that. I'm pretty sure if they were always around Michael, there were loads more photos that you could have chosen from. You chose the one where he's in the corner looking like a creeper. Like, that's sneaky. I don't like that. They didn't need to choose those particular pictures making him look extra creepy. Like, no shade to Michael, yeah, but as a child, If Michael Jackson asked me to come to Neverland, I don't know if I would go. His face was scary. He, even as an adult, if I saw Michael Jackson now, I would be afraid because his face. That's just, imagine you go to sleep, you turn around in the middle of the night, and Michael Jackson's face is snoring next to you. Shook, body will be shaking. I don't know about them, but nah, that's not a nice face to wake up to in the middle of the night, in the morning, in the evening, for any time at that matter. No shade to Michael, but you know, he did a lot to that face. It didn't end up looking better than it did before. Oh, what child in their right mind we're gonna, I don't know. Let me shush. Stage mum. Oh, that was another thing that she said. She was like, when Michael Jackson, I think it was when he like replaced one of the boys with a new boy, and there wasn't like no contact with him or something like that. The mum was like, well, I kicked into stage mum gear or something like that, and you know, I had to just make him do my best. I had to just do my best and getting him back to being, you know, pushing his career, blah blah. So then the best you could do was put him in the line of somebody who you felt was suspicious, so you put him back to the same place where you felt. Burning the place down, Jesus. Just gotta eat quick food before I'm going to work, guys, so gotta eat. I don't know whose chips these are. Hopefully it's just chips for the house, because oh, hot. But yeah, can't remember the last thing I said. We'll just have to see what part 2 brings. I'm 100% gonna watch part 2, because you can't watch part 1 and then not watch part 2. It's all just very shocking, and you don't know what to believe, because Macaulay Culkin said that he didn't experience any of these things that these people are talking about with Michael. There's another little boy that said he also didn't experience any of these things with Michael, so he can't relate to what they're saying, blah blah. We'll just have to see what part 2 brings. Oprah's a snake. Oprah's a snake. Wasn't Michael and Oprah like friends, and then now, well, do you know what, she's not a snake. She's allowing people that have allegedly gone through these things a platform to speak, which is fair enough, but I just hope that these people are not telling lies. They'll look, number one, they're all going to look foolish if it's not true. But then again, how do we know? We won't ever find out the truth, because Michael Jackson is no longer here to defend himself. Oh, I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see what part 2 brings, and what other shocking descriptions that they're gonna go into, which I don't really wanna. Woo. Anyway, well guys, I hope you enjoyed. As I said, I'm gonna do from now on, you need to like, share, subscribe, and then do it all over again. Leave a comment, let me know what you guys think about this whole Michael Jackson situation. Maybe we can get a little discussion going in the comments, and if there's anything that you agree with that I said, anything you disagree with that I said, let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up too, that will be, you know, great for me. And I shall see you again for part 2. Goodbye.